Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching Alphas Season 2, Episode 1, Wake Up Call. And it's definitely going to be a wake up call to the world and to the government. Things are going to be so different this season because he outed the existence of alphas. I suppose there's a chance they could present him as just like a crackpot old man who was making stuff up, maybe. But people are going to be listening, people are going to be looking. And the game has changed. So I'm very excited to jump into Season 2. Thank you so much, Leslie, for sponsoring. Let's go.
Transparency. An end to secrets. Alphas exist.
What about the drugs?
Do
they help?
Well, you should try some.
He's the patient, right?
I'm not psychologically unstable.
Yeah, they're saying that he's psychologically unstable.
I am not delusional.
It's so hard because he does sound it.
Persecute.
Been here 8 months.
God.
8 wasted months. I have important things to do.
He's still investigating Stanton Parish. God. So they're still a team. Someone else in charge.
This is a robbery!
How much money is here? I suppose enough to make it worthwhile, but... Oh, they want the pills. Oh dear, that was a bit badly organised. I thought we've done this a few times. Oh no, is it his ability? Yeah. Used it too much. But he's more trusting of them now, which is interesting. Or they work more professionally though. Is he now going to give him shit? Because you know his ability doesn't always work. That's the whole point. They have downsides. Still in the same... Ooh. We have a whole team of people. Oh god, he's not healthy.
More than I can say for Clay and his boys.
Take it easy on Clay.
Are they the only two left?
Suffers enough. Should have never let Clay assign Gary to the NSA.
Not like we had a choice. Look,
They were a team.
You dropped out of a heart attack, and I'm on my own.
I feel like these two are closer now as a result of being the only two people.
Jill, don't chew me out.
Please, Papa, I'm just tired, okay?
You haven't been the most supportive parent, even though I know you love her.
They say there's no such thing as alphas, but I know alphas control the world, my brain.
You!
Oh no, we're making a scene if you do something to him.
You need to stop talking.
He'll never talk again now. That wasn't the way to help him. That wasn't the way to help him. The way to help him would have been to try and make him stop thinking that way. Have they really let her go free? Have they really let her go free? And not work for them with her ability? I would have thought it would either work for us or Binghamton.
Building 7? You think I'm scared? Go to hell.
We should all be scared. Jesus. But let's be honest. They should... This place is wrong. And I hate that they're forced to work with it.
Pacifier chips in the back of people's necks. It's not
Jesus.
the job.
So at least this is humane.
Is that Gary? Or am I...
Humane?
It's just a boy with a young man with similar hair. I was right!
Gary? It is.
Oh my god. I wanted to be wrong.
Security agency, and he sent 2 of their agents to the hospital. He sent them here in the story.
It's not the end of the story because that is wrong and he should have a right to a trial and to an appeal, and it's just, yeah, they have scary abilities, but that shouldn't mean they have no rights.
You're early today.
Oh, she's not trustworthy. I know you love her, but... I think she's a little bit mixed up in terms of her feelings. Obviously she cares about her dad, but there's a lot there.
Oh, thank you. There's Stanton Parish.
She's like, I know nothing about that.
What?
I forgot the name, in fact. Who?
Later.
She controls electronics, doesn't she? That's a bit foolish.
He's a valuable asset.
He shouldn't have stuck a chip in his brain.
It's so wrong. Her ability is messing with electronics. Why on earth did you plug her in? You should have, if you were gonna do it, you should have sedated her or something. I mean, this is just defense. Gary, are you okay? Oh.
No. 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 No.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, these people are not going to want to be here. Oh, he doesn't like being touched, but this is for his own safety. Bill can protect him. Oh, Lord. Even if these are genuinely violent criminals, you've still done things to them that should never be done to anybody.
You've got a weak heart. I can stop that.
Fucking hell. And Gary ran off. Which I don't blame him for.
Gary.
They put him in with Gary? That's nice.
It's time to step your game up. Step.
They didn't know you were here, and the minute they found out, they started fighting for you, my love.
Release the hostages and things get worse.
Worse than having a chip in my neck?
Alright.
It's so immoral here.
Asher?
Like, there's sedation and then there's chips in heads.
Please. I have a family.
So do some of them.
Family too.
Can she push people too? Oh, God. But they've shown they're serious. But they've also shown a disregard for violence to begin with.
Mr. Scipio, what are your demands?
He's being respectful now.
You know what? I'm actually done.
There's only one person I'm willing to negotiate.
Dr. Rosen. This is the time.
Doc, there's been an incident.
What am I doing here?
Does he consent to any of this?
Right now, you're supposed to be here with me.
Nina. No.
So kiss me.
Like, this is all against his will, Nina. This is very gross and very wrong.
Go home. What do you want?
I hate how she uses her abilities.
Nina, Gary's in trouble.
And I overstepped.
You never know what's going on in Gary's mind. Only Gary knows. Because, like, right now, he could be deeply traumatized, or he could be
I'm trying to
plotting their escape route.
right now.
I'm here for Gary, not you. What happened between the two of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what you call pushing everyone you meet? You need help.
You feel like jumping
She
into the-
does!
Please, the both of
My
you.
God, does she need help?
Care about each other.
Jesus.
Plenty crowded next to you.
Well, a lot of you have killed people and intentionally done so as well. But for those who don't intentionally use their powers for harm, sending them here is so wrong. And for those that do intentionally use them for harm, putting chips in the necks is wrong.
You all are being treated deplorably.
Mm-hmm.
I want to help.
That guy's not
I want to
convinced.
help. I make people's skin sizzle. Let's face it, they're never going to let us out of here. I'm a mistake.
But
We
do
are all
you
mistakes.
enjoy doing it? Do you do it intentionally?
Your ability isn't the mistake.
A
Wait.
mistake is how you choose to use it.
It's so true.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
I get up to 7:42. Right
He's
place,
getting
right
there.
myself appropriately.
It's an adjustment for him,
Whenever you are
more so than anybody
feel
else.
threatened, you're... Is this a delaying tactic, Mr. Scipio?
Mm-hmm.
No. My questions matter.
I'm so confused,
If I'm a
as we're meant to
mistake,
be.
I can't change that. You are not a mistake. Thinking that way is the mistake.
Mhm.
You can prove it to yourself. You can prove your humanity. Just let these hostages go and
Oh my god. Somebody's gonna stop him.
Okay, the red shirt's dead. Is this what they want because they can escape? Oh, don't touch Gary.
all sorts of things.
Fucking hell. If they shoot, it'll ignite him. They've replaced them. They have someone that can make people look like somebody else or something, right?
It's wrong. It's all wrong.
This is a trap to get these guys in, right? Like, genuinely, since the finale, this show has stepped it up a level. Oh, it's all an illusion?
The screaming, it's only on the monitors.
Into the security feed. Damn, she faked the whole thing.
She gave herself up for them. Mr. Guard, I would stay in your place and seal it. Oh, Lord. This. I mean, this is why they are very dangerous criminals, but treating them as not human does not make it better.
You're not scared.
No.
You are completely focused.
Oh my goodness. This is like without her consent, but is it also going to help her? Oh.
They've taken Bill and Gary. You gotta stop them, Cameron.
God, if you were one of the chosen ones that got to ride in a car, you'd be so pissed off because you'd probably get caught. Oh. Come on, sweetheart. He hasn't used too much of his ability yet today. These are the situations that bond my teams and make me love them more. That wasn't what he wanted to do and he's going to blame himself so badly. But they're okay, right? Their abilities have all got more unstable since Dr. Rosen left.
Look, what happened in Building 7, it was bad. But those hostages came out alive. You and your team made that happen.
It was inevitable what happened.
A full pardon, a cause. For that consulting fee, be just like the old days.
Nope.
You know, there's a reason they call them the old days. It's because I approve of the assignments and with no interference, or I'm out.
This sounds better than what we had before, for sure.
You know, Gary babbled, but after the crash,
It's an adjustment.
Bring him to us.
They all care about each other so much. And Hicks is going to blame himself so much, especially if the crash made it worse.
You're on the right track still. May I?
This is your area. Understanding people's psychology.
Went downstairs, got breakfast, and then you came in, and you greeted everyone.
Appropriately.
And then you worked.
Oh, it's the voicemail. I hate the voicemail.
Mom, I'm at the office, and
Gary!
I don't have a chip in my head anymore. Okay, bye.
Oh my god! Terrify the woman.
I know, I didn't mean to.
Oh, Bill, get off me. You call me a bastard. That's not nice.
You tell him.
He just needed some time and encouragement.
You're right.
And they made me spy on my friends, and then they wouldn't answer when I greeted them appropriately. And they put me in Building 7, Bill. And you just left me there.
Spy on his friends, that means spy on us. What happened? Why did Nina backslide into using her ability that much? I didn't like how much she used it to begin with.
I don't like that.
Too bad.
Because they like it. And sometimes you let friends hug you, although personal space is good too. There's our target. There's the bastard.
Put an end to that. Better people, better world.
Who's to say you're the better people?
That's your father.
I mean, if that was just goods, at least hopefully no one was hurt. I mean, was that just for kicks and giggles? Is that even the phrase? That was such a good episode. I'm so glad I'm watching season 2. I really feel like towards the end of season 1, they upped the stakes. And season 2, I mean, so far at least, it is just on another level. And I think so many people these days, particularly because there's just so much television, and I know this was on a good few years ago now, but there's so much TV that if a show kind of, people forget that often shows need a few episodes to warm up or to establish the world and the setting and the characters, and then they can shake things up a bit and get to the next level. And if you give shows that time, I mean, I really enjoyed Alphas from the very beginning, but I could see people being like, oh, I've seen superpower people shows and turning off. But if you give it the time, it grows into something like this, and I'm so frustrated that I know that there's only one more season. Like, this is it. Season 2 is it, which is very frustrating. I love the way that the team has grown, and I mean, okay, they've fallen apart, but like in so many other ways, their overall bond is stronger than ever. The amount they care about each other. Bill and Hicks have really kind of they really fine-tuned everything. To begin with, they were quite kind of wary of each other, but now they're that kind of, they get on really well. Gary is home and with them and safe, thank God. Nina, why the frick is she using her abilities as much as she is? Like, it's never quite sat right with me that she was using her ability to get free apartments and to borrow people's cars, but using her abilities to force someone to miss work, spend the day with her, kiss her, and God knows what else is very wrong, and it is crossing a line. And especially given that Nina is a beautiful, smart woman, so it's not exactly like men are desperate. She could easily get someone to spend the day with if she tried. I feel like something else must have happened there, or was it just kind of having lost Dr. Rosen and feeling like, oh, he's the anchor, he's what keeps me stable, but she needs to learn to keep herself stable. And obviously something went wrong with Cameron. I guess that was, from what he said, it sounded like it was watching as she began to escalate using her powers more and more. But she needs to learn that even if her world gets turned upside down from what she's expecting, that doesn't mean it's okay for her to just go around using her powers. So I hope she does begin to kind of regret how far she went with it. I also just want Rachel to be okay. Her abilities can be so overwhelming, and I think she's similarly kind of lost the touchstone, the thing that kept her sane. But what she also needs to learn is that Dr. Rosen isn't the only way that she can remain, like, that she can control her abilities, that she can put a lid on it, that she can, yes, if there are times when it's too much, she's more than welcome to just go shut herself away for a bit, but she needs to learn to be her own touchstone, and I really hope we're going to hear that for her as well. Bill's heart stresses me out to no end. It's not okay, and genuinely terrified about what's going to happen there. And Cameron, I love his hair. Just, he's a very attractive actor, and last season I was like, the shaved head doesn't suit you too much. And then now this season I'm like, I don't mind. No, Cameron is quite committed into this role and this job, as they all are. Clay seems both a little bit more easy working with alphas and also wrong. Now, Limon Binghamton is beyond wrong, because I know, like, they basically seem to send any alpha with a dangerous ability, whether they're good or bad, goes to Binghamton. And maybe they don't all go to Sector 7 or whatever, but that is wrong. Putting chips in people's necks is wrong. I understand that the concept of if you have people that could shoot fire from their hands or electrocute somebody or do all of the things that these people can do, and they've shown a criminal compulsion, yeah, you can't just be like, okay, off you go. Especially as some of these people have done things that would be crimes if they were humans doing them with tools or whatever. But putting chips in their necks, not giving them a trial, not giving them access to visitation or family. Gary's mum would have just never known what happened to him. It's so wrong, and it will just further radicalise them. Any of them that were maybe using their alpha ability criminally out of desperation or by accident or anything like that will end up being violently anti-government and anti-human. Binghamton is wrong and always has been, and I'm glad Dr. Rosen is finally realising that, but it's frustrating that it took him this long to speak up about it, but at least he is now. His daughter, I do feel like, is going to end up a little bit pushed between the two. I know she's fully ideologically aligned with Stanton Parish, but he's also still her dad, and they are getting closer. Maybe that's not all entirely genuine from her part, but I hope she gets conflicted. He's going to be heartbroken when he finds out how embedded she is. And I love my little team. All the stuff with the hostage situation was so stressful, but I loved seeing the different ways their abilities work. And I think it's similarly Cameron, when we first met him, he very much felt like he didn't really view what he had as an ability, and he thought, whenever he tried to use it, it didn't work, it would go wrong, he couldn't do it. And that's kind of how he was a bit this episode. He was able to jump across some things, but when it mattered, he wasn't able to shoot. And even at the end, when he did get the shot, he was aiming for a tire, or aiming for something that would have been a less violent rolling of the car. He just wanted to stop it. He didn't want that to happen. And that makes me worried as well. But I think he's also someone that almost, the presence of the team and Dr. Rosen, and he needs to learn to control his emotions and to believe in his ability. I think Dr. Rosen has come a long way since season 1. My early concerns about him, he is more or less pushed through, so I'm excited to see how he approaches being the team leader, and him insisting on having the full control. Obviously there are still people above him and they can still override him, but him insisting on being the one to choose the missions, to decide the fate of the people they work with, is so important to me. For once now, when he makes an alpha a promise, he's actually making them that promise, because he can, supposedly, follow through with it. Though we'll see how far that goes. I love this little team. if Gary had not started talking again, Cameron would never have forgiven himself, because, you know, especially with Bill saying, oh no, he was talking. I mean, he wasn't, you know, talking to me, but he was talking, and then the crash happened. And like, he just needed, I think, time. He needed to get put back on his routine, to be surrounded by people who cared about him and who cared about his routine. That, you know, people weren't going to rush him and push him and say, go do this. They were like, no, what's your routine right now? His mother is going to have a heart attack when she hears her son, who she hasn't heard from 2 weeks, say, I don't have a chip in my head anymore. Goodbye. That needs to immediately be followed up by a phone call from Dr. Frozen. It's like, look, he's fine. I'm so sorry this happened. Like, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure it doesn't happen, but like, here is what actually happened. But the team is back, and I am so happy that they're back. I'm so sad that this is the only season that they're going to get, but regardless, I'm determined to enjoy it. Thank you so much, Leslie, for sponsoring this show. Leslie. Jessie, I called you Leslie at the beginning, didn't I? I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, Jessie, for sponsoring the show. Don't know why Leslie sponsors my Wentworth reactions, and your names both have S's in them and end in the E sound, and my name is just like, there's the same name. I'm so sorry. If I didn't get it wrong at the beginning, then I don't know. I'm so sorry. I know it's you, and then I go to react, and my brain is just mush. I'm sorry. But thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me, and I hope you enjoy my reactions. I'm certainly enjoying reacting. Thank you for watching.